Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make mint chocolate chip ice cream. It's very easy to do. You're going to require just a few ingredients. Let me take you over them so we can get started. You're going to need some egg yolks, some granulated sugar, whole milk, and heavy cream. Now these are the ingredients to make the base of the custard, and in a little bit, when the time comes, I'll bring out the remaining ingredients that makes this a mint chocolate chip ice cream. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to get I have a medium saucepan here over about medium heat, and to that, I'm going to add in my whole milk and my heavy cream, and I'm going to just bring that to a simmer. And in the meantime, in this large bowl, I'm going to add in my egg yolks and my sugar, and then using a handheld electric mixer, I'm going to just whisk this together until the mixture becomes really thick and pale and fluffy. It'll take about 3 to 4 minutes, which is just enough time for that to come to a simmer, and this will be done, and I'll show you the next step. My eggs and sugar look amazing. Look at that. That is the consistency you're looking for. I want to tell you a really quick story. It'll take 2 seconds while that's heating up. When we were kids, my grandmother's house, she had like chickens and hens and rabbits and you name it. It was like a little farm in the back of her house, and we had fresh eggs every single day. And every single morning she would take a fresh egg yolk, just the yolk, not the white, and she would beat it with some sugar so it got nice and thick and pale like this, and we would eat that every morning for breakfast. Do not ask me why. We loved it. It was like something we looked forward to every single morning, and we ate it every single morning. Strange but true. Now you know a little fact about me. Okay, so my heavy cream and milk mixture is up to a simmer. Now with the beater running, I'm going to add about a cup of the hot mixture. And this is so that you're tempering the eggs, which means when we add all of the egg mixture to the saucepan, it's not going to curdle your eggs. So just mix that in. Perfect. Now I'm going to pour my egg mixture back into my saucepan here. Yeah, it's going to be so amazing. And over medium and low heat, I'm going to cook this for about 5 to 7 minutes or until it thickens. And the consistency should be thick enough to coat the back of a wooden spoon, and I'll show you what that looks like once it's there. Once your custard thickens, and this is what I mean when I say it should coat the back of a wooden spoon, if you run your finger through it, it stays separated, which means it's perfect consistency. So you turn it off, and now I'm going to pass it through a fine sieve, like I always do. If you watch my other ice cream videos, then you'll know this is just an important step, just in case there's any eggs that curdled or any shell or anything. It doesn't end up in your final product. So once you have that done, I'm going to cover this with plastic wrap, but you want to make sure that the actual plastic wrap is touching the custard so it doesn't form a skin, which is terrible, and I don't like the consistency of that. So I just put it right down there. It touches the custard. And now I'm going to put this into the fridge for a minimum of 6 hours, or I'm actually going to do it overnight. Now, quick tip. Read the manufacturer's instructions on your ice cream machine, because I am going to be using an ice cream machine for this, and I know that the insert to my ice cream machine has to be in the freezer overnight. So I'm going to pop this into the fridge, my ice cream machine insert into the freezer, and then I'll show you what to do once it's all nice and chilled. My custard's been in the fridge overnight, and my insert to my ice cream machine was in the freezer. It's completely frozen. That's what you want when you're making this, when you're using an ice cream machine anyway. Now, you can do this recipe if you don't have an ice cream machine. It's just going to be more time consuming. What you want to do is you want to put this into a glass baking dish, and you want to put it in the freezer, and every 15 minutes you're going to go in there and you're going to whisk it all together. You're going to do that for about 5 to 6 hours or until it's set. It's going to have a slightly different texture than when you make it with an ice cream machine. It's got that velvety smooth texture, but hey, if you don't have one, you can always do it by hand that way. Just takes more time. So, to my custard, we're going to add a few ingredients. You need a pinch of salt. You need some mint extract, and now with mint extract, it's different than vanilla. Because of the mint extract, you want to measure it, because this can be really overpowering and it will ruin your the total, like your dish totally if you know you put too much in. And now this is optional, but to me, when I think of mint chocolate chip ice cream, I think a minty green color with the little specks of chocolate all running through it. So I'm going to put in some green food coloring. This is completely optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I like to. So I'm going to put a little bit in. I'm going to whisk this up and see if I have the right color. That looks perfect. I'm going to put this in my ice cream machine. I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to turn this on. Now read the manufacturer's instructions on your ice cream machine. Mine takes about a half hour for it to freeze to the consistency of ice cream, but every single ice cream machine is different. Mine is a Cuisinart ice cream maker, and I got it for my bridal shower from my Aunt Marie, and I use it all the time. I absolutely love it. I'm going to put this on, and after 20 minutes, we're going to add in one final, last, but crucial ingredient in here, and then we're going to finish it off. My ice cream's been churning here in my machine for about 20 minutes. It's got 10 minutes left to go, but now I'm going to add in some mini chocolate chips. These are mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can also use regular chocolate chips if you want to. They're bigger. I prefer the little ones. That's my personal preference, but to each his own. I'm going to put those in. Put my machine back on. Whoa, bad idea. Put the lid on first, then put my machine back on, and I'm going to let that churn for another 10 minutes. And by then it should be perfectly set, and then we'll get to serve it. This is done. It looks, look at that. Look at that. It just looks amazing. What I'm actually going to do is I'm not even going to take it out of here for now because I want to scoop some in my glass, my ice cream glass. Oh, look at that. Okay. Now obviously, you want to put this in the freezer for a little bit to set a little bit more, but I like my ice cream like soft serve. Am I the only one that feels that way? So good. Really cold though. But so good. It's minty, but not overly minty, so it tastes like a chewing gum. You know what I mean? Perfect amount of mint. Delicious, simple, it's easy, a few ingredients. This baby does all the hard work, and that is it. You have homemade mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I cannot wait to put this in the freezer and wait for my cousin Kate to come over next time because she loves mint chocolate chip ice cream. I'm pretty sure she's going to really, really enjoy this recipe, and if you want to get the recipe, go to www.laureninthekitchen.com, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.